This is Roger with Wheel Kinetics in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this truck. It is a 2006 Dodge Ram 2500 Mega Cab short bed. It's a 4-door crew cab. It's a 5.9 liter turbo diesel. It's 4-wheel drive. It is a Laramie, which is leather. It has 177,000 miles on the truck. On the motor, it's got about 10 miles. It was a theft recovery purchased directly from an insurance company in Phoenix. It is on a salvage title due to theft, not collision. You'll see 4 pictures of it before it left Phoenix. Basically, it's the same truck, obviously not wrecked. We had to buy brand new wheels for it. We had some used tires. We had to buy new headlights and a tailgate, louvered tailgate, and taillights because they stole them. But it's clearly not wrecked. Anyway, it's the insurance company's attorneys that don't want any liability for their insured. So they sell them on a salvage title. That way when I sell them to you and you get hurt in them somehow, you crash them, whatever, it can't come back to the insurance company. That's why they do it. But there's a lot to talk about here. Number one, there's no catalytic converter on it. It's got a gigantic 7-inch pipe all the way through that truck. If you want a catalytic converter so it'll pass smog in your state if you're shipping it, let us know at $375 and we'll do it. If you're an Arizona buyer, it's mandatory. You will pay $375 and we have to do it or you can't buy it. Okay. Now, interesting part. It gets here, and I thought all we're going to have to do is replace a bunch of stolen parts. Incorrect. Sometime between the time it was last serviced, which was relatively recently, they didn't change the air filter and they dusted the motor. So the motor has been completely rebuilt. I'm just going to walk around and do video and show you what's going on in the video while I talk. Rebuilt motor, completely rebuilt. I have pictures of it. We can't include them in the ad, but if you really wanted them after you're the buyer, we'll provide them to you. The person who built it has built motors in the past, in the 80s and 90s, for Dale Earnhardt Sr. All right. We did not replace the injectors, but we did do pistons, rods, bearings, machine the head and the block. Oil filter, air filter and coolant, water pump, both batteries, serpentine belt. What else? All the brakes are new. They stole all the brakes. Calipers, pads, rotors, and brake lines. All brand new. The headlights, both side mirrors, and the louvered tailgate, they're also new. The windshield wiper fluid bottle is new. And both rear shocks are new. People are going to see this thing on my head while we're doing the video. I'm doing that to keep the heat off the phone or my phone will overheat. So I bought one of those umbrella chingazos for my head. And I have been getting abused since I got it out of the mail. All right? Whatever. Cosmetically, it's a pretty good looking truck, but it is a truck, okay? So it's going to have a couple of things here and there. Tires, like I said, are used. They stole the DVD player. That's used. We got that from a wrecking yard. And the radio is used. DVD player does work, does have a remote. There's all your new brakes. Let's see. My guys tell me when they were working on this thing, they realized it has a aftermarket, expensive billet torque converter. They can't tell, but when you do that generally means that people would upgrade the transmission. So there's a very good chance that the transmission's been upgraded, but we can't say that for sure. So that would be up to you, but it's probably the case. There's also on the A-pillar on the interior, there's a gauge. There's gauges, a digital gauge. Those are just gauges. There's not a tuner in it. And they're all disconnected because of all the work we've done on this truck to get it up and running. So basically it's for show. If you wanted to really officially work, you would have to get everything hooked back up again. And by the way, I'm wearing a glove because it's 5,000 degrees in Tucson today. And I'm going to open up the oil cap, and I don't feel like burning my hand off. It's hot too, man. Jesus Christ. Wow, that's hot. There you go. No blow-by at all, obviously. The motor's rebuilt. Even with, I have 2 gloves on, and it's warm in Tucson. Anyway, the motor is done. So basically what you're buying is a 170,000 mile 5.9 that has a completely rebuilt motor. The only thing that's not new in the motor are the injectors, okay? But as far as the block, head, pistons, rods, bearing, whatever in there, metal parts in that motor, there's a 1 year, 12,000 mile guarantee on those. All you have to do is get it here, and we'll get it handled. We'll get it to, just get it back to Tucson, and if there's a problem with those parts, we'll get it handled. If it's injectors or transmission or whatever, you're on your own, okay? But right now, there's no sign of it needing that. There's the DVD player right there. That's Mrs. Doubtfire, okay? There's your remote, okay? I'll play the volume for you for Mrs. Doubtfire in a second. But no, you may not have our Mrs. Doubtfire. That's our test DVD. And I've had all the good ones stolen. So of course the only one that no one wants to steal is Mrs. Doubtfire. Which I think is kind of mean. All right. About ready to take this hat off so I can fit in the car. There we go. Mirrors. Out, in, up, down. Other side. Out, in, up, down. I mean, this thing, oh, you can't do the door locks and Dodge until you're actually in the car with it closed. That's so you don't lock yourself out, which of course I'm also famous for. All right, so all those work. We have adjustable pedals, up and down. Tilt wheel, there's that, up and down, there you go. Let's see. All right. Time to take off my hat. Leave that behind. Man, it is freaking hotter than frick right now. Man, is it hot. Anyway, these seats are in good shape. Taking off this glove too. Yikes. Ugh. Like I said, this is for show only. They're not really hooked up at all, and we're not going to deal with that. The only reason we even did this truck in the first place is that it's a really rare truck, a Laramie, lifted Laramie 5.9 that cosmetically isn't too bad. They're pretty hard to find. All right, let's see. So you got heated seats. There's that. Air is blowing ice cold, thank God. Volume for the movie.
I'll get this, don't worry.
There's the movie. Alright. We'll change modes. Let's see if we can. Oh, wait, we gotta go over here, don't we? There you go. CD player. Moonroof. Let's see, there we go. Open. Close. That's moving fast, which is a good thing. All right, we close that. Let's see. Cruise control. Cruise on and off. We tilt the wheel down here. All right, let me straighten this thing out so I can demo the 4x4. All right, let's see. 177,273 miles. Let's see. We got overdrive too. There's tow on and off. That's me doing that right here. See? on and off. There you go. Let's see, overdrive off. All right, now, what else we need to do? Oh, before we go, let me show you some stuff here. We have Kelley Blue Book on this. This is a Kelley Blue Book on 177,000 miles on the whole truck. This is that's the Kelley Blue Book 23421 on a 170,000 mile motor. This is a 10-mile motor with a warranty on the metal parts in the motor, okay? And you have to get it here, all right? Here's your Carfax salvage title due to theft. Blah blah blah. It's an Arizona truck. Also, more good news. This was a USAA guy stolen on the 11th of January. Total loss was the theft recovery, and there's USAA. So we bought it from USAA. And that's very good. Military guys are great to buy from. And there's our current title, which will also be in the ad, and you can click on it. You put it in neutral. Let's go to 4 low. Now we're in 4 low. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's 4 low. And drive. Well, that's a big truck. And reverse. Perfect. And 4 high. Now we're in 4 high. You can see that over there. And drive. And reverse. Perfect. All right, neutral. Back to 2-wheel drive. And let's go for a ride. All right. Let's see. First of all, this is on a salvage title. So to get plates and insurance, if you want to drive it home, first of all, if you drove this thing home down I-10, because it's so lifted and because the tires are used and they're really oversized, that would be not a very fun ride. At the very least, I would suggest you get some new tires before you left town. But if you're going to drive it home, or if you're going to come pick it up in person, you're going to pay tax and dock fees. Tax is 2% tax here in Tucson for city, and then add that to your state tax rate. So add your state, and then add 2% tax. Then we have a $250 dock fee. And then in order to get plates and insurance, you have to have what's called a restored salvage title. Right now it's a salvage title. We have to take it to the cops, get an inspection done, a level 3 inspection. Then we can get a restored salvage title, and then you can get plates and insurance, which of course you need if you're going to drive anything, anywhere. So that's $200. So let's recap. If you come to Tucson to drive it home, you're going to pay your state tax rate plus 2% city tax here in Tucson, plus a $250 dock, and $200 to restore the title. If you pay by wire and ship, all you're paying is all you're obligated to pay is the agreed upon price, and that's it. If you want us to restore the title before it leaves, add $200, and we'll do that. Once we receive your wire, if you're going to ship, we will fill out the title with your name or company's name and address, notarize it, sign it off, scan it in your online file, which you'll have with us. We'll even scan in the envelope we mail it in. All right. Deposit's $500. Once we receive your deposit, we have a deal. Until then, it is for sale. Please get your deposit. And this thing's going to get a ton of hits. That's the other reason we fixed it. Normally, we would just send it off to dealer auction and say goodbye. But these things are so hard to get, and we have a good motor builder, so we did it. But it's a hit count machine. It's going to bring 1 million people to our site, and then somebody's going to want enough to buy it. Anyway, please make sure you get that deposit in. Warranties talk. There is no warranty except on the parts I told you, okay? If it needs an injector, if it needs an air conditioning compressor, if it needs a window motor, the second you get it, you're buying it. Don't call us for a check because we're not writing one. People who know this truck know what kind of deal they're getting. If you're the buyer of the truck, we'll share the pictures of the motor with you. We're not going to add the pictures to the ad and blah, blah, blah. It's just a bunch of pistons and the motor in a bunch of pieces in the shop, dirty before and then brand new ones after. That's what you'll see. But we do have them. We document everything we do. Okay? Anyway, there's no warranty. You're on your own once you own it. There is some risk in buying from us, but we try to reduce it by giving you tons of information. It's got a lift. Lifts add funny when you drive them, especially when you have gigantic tires like this and huge suspension. So please know that. Although for a big truck, lifted truck like this with a stiff, tall suspension, it runs pretty good. Anyway, thank you for your time.